everyone. So it is Monday afternoon, um, and I had a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and I wanted to update about that and just kind of how things are going in general because I don't think I've done an update in a few weeks. So I just got back actually very early this morning at about 1:45 this morning from a trip out to see my sister. She lives on the West Coast. I live on the East Coast, so um, it was nice to be out there. I was out there for 10 days, I think, 9 or 10 days. And she's also pregnant. She's 11 weeks ahead of me. So she'll be 27 weeks tomorrow. And it was really cool to get to spend time with her. I got to feel her baby kick, which was cool. My niece got to feel my niece kick. And it was just nice to have the week to spend with her and my brother-in-law. And then my dad was out there actually over the weekend, this past weekend also. So that was fun. But I'm pretty worn out. I didn't sleep enough last night, and I'm still I'm not sure what time zone I'm in. I kind of adjusted to West Coast time, but not totally. And then there was like the daylight savings time change, so that just added to the confusion. So hopefully I'll readjust quickly. But anyway, so it was a good trip. Thankfully, I was feeling really good for most of the week. There were some days that were more difficult, but for the most part, I was feeling really good. And that was really encouraging. It was like, okay, so maybe things are starting to get a little better with the pregnancy symptoms and everything. One of the things that I think contributed to me feeling better is that I wasn't taking my Mepron. Now, I brought it with me with every intention of taking it while I was there, but I didn't take it the day I was traveling. And then the next morning forgot and realized that day that I had been feeling better. And so I was like, maybe the Mepron is really causing a lot of the nausea to be worse. So I just decided that I was going to give myself a break for the week and just didn't take it and felt much less nauseous. So, and today I've been feeling really good. So, knock on wood. I have no wood around me. Knock on wood. It seems like that is the cause of some of the nausea, and the rest of the nausea is just getting better at this point. So, okay. So I had a doctor's appointment today with my only doctor. Well, I guess I have an OB now, but my regular doctor. And it was a really good appointment. It was my first appointment with her since getting pregnant. And, things are looking really good overall. We're both kind of amazed that I have managed to get off of all of the medications that I've gotten off of and that I'm doing as well as I am. It's kind of a shock because I spent such a long time, basically dependent on the medications to control so many of my symptoms. And I wonder, how long has it been that they haven't been totally necessary? And, were they just masking my getting better and stuff like that? So it's really encouraging because I am probably on half of the medications that I used to be on. So that's good. That's really encouraging. We talked about the Mepron stuff, and basically she's fine with me switching off of the Mepron. So I'll be switching from Mepron to Zithromax. And I tend to have difficulty tolerating the full 500 milligram a day dose because I get ringing in my ears. So I'm going to be taking 250 milligrams every day, and then 2 days a week I'll do a second dose of 250 and see if that is manageable, which I think it should be. And then hopefully maybe, if the tinnitus becomes an issue eventually, then I can try to switch back to Mepron. But, we'll see. It's basically Zithromax or Mepron, along with, I'm also on Ceftin every day, which I've had no trouble tolerating. So that's good. I also talked with her about breastfeeding, and she had previously, when I talked to her in the spring maybe, about, you know, wanting to have kids and pregnancy and all of that stuff. She had advised me against breastfeeding. But because of some new some stuff that is now coming out, and you know, doctors are talking about it more because they've had more time to kind of see women go through pregnancy and breastfeeding and all of this stuff and have a little bit more experience with it. She is now supportive of breastfeeding while on the same 2 pregnancy safe antibiotics. So that's great, because I was a little bit concerned that I was going to have to, like, not necessarily fight her about it, but that she wasn't going to be totally supportive of it, because I'm committed to breastfeeding. And, you know, I just really wanted her to be on board with it. So it's great that she is. And, you know, she said, especially for those first 3 months, like, she thinks it's really, really beneficial and really important. You know, my plan is to go as long as possible, hopefully at least a year, maybe longer than that, but we'll see. You know, it'll partially depend on how my health does, because if I need to go on medications that aren't safe, then, you know, we'll figure that out. But yeah, so excuse me. So breastfeeding, Mepron. We also talked a little bit about newborn testing, and like she's going to look into it a little bit more and, you know, make sure that she has all of the correct information. But basically, there'll be most likely a blood culture, the new blood culture, done on the cord blood, probably a PCR done on the cord blood as well. Likely a piece of the umbilical cord will be tested, I think PCR tested, and she's going to look and see if there are other tests too. I feel like there's something with testing part of the placenta, but I don't remember. I couldn't find any information online about it. I just remember hearing about it at some point. That's pretty much it for the most part. I have been having some, what I feel like could be kidney pain. It's not happening very often. It's happened maybe 3 or 4 times in the last few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And it only lasts, you know, a few minutes. And it's not really intense, but because of that, she is going to do, make sure that I don't have, you know, a UTI or a kidney infection. Because being pregnant, you're more susceptible to kidney infections, I guess. I'm not sure what makes you more susceptible, but it's, you know, it's good that she's going to look into that and make sure there's nothing going on there. Yeah, so that's basically it. Not related to the appointment, but related to my trip. Unfortunately, I made it home to my home airport. My suitcase did not. I have it now. I got it back this afternoon, but my suitcase was stuck in San Francisco. Go figure. So like I made it all the way across the country, and my suitcase didn't, you know, they didn't try to put it on a plane to get it out here last night. So a little bit weird, but I have it now. But one of the things that was in my suitcase that I don't think I've ever packed this in my suitcase before. I always put it in my backpack, but my IV pump was in my suitcase. So so I wasn't doing IV fluids yesterday because I was traveling, and then I didn't have it today to do fluids today, and at this point it's about 5 o'clock. I don't really have time to try to do much at all. So we'll just call today a wash and hope that I don't feel too bad tomorrow. One of the things that I noticed on my trip, I was sometimes doing fluids overnight instead of during the day, and I really did not like the way that I felt when I woke up in the morning when I did that. I felt like I had all this extra fluid. Like I felt like my face was puffy, and like my eyes were, it was hard to, you know, open them all the way, and I just felt really bloated and you know, like there was just this extra fluid and didn't like the way I felt. So I don't usually do fluids at night at home anyway, but it was just really interesting um, to see what that was like because I don't remember that being an issue before. Because I did used to do fluids overnight more often. Um, so yeah, so that's the update. So I am 16 weeks tomorrow. My doctor, you know, felt my belly and stuff, and it now feels so weird when like I push on my belly, or it felt even weirder when she was doing it because it's like it doesn't feel like it normally does. There's this extra thing in there, and she said that you know my uterus felt right on track for 16 weeks, and so that's great. And I have my next prenatal appointment next Tuesday, so a week from tomorrow. So that will be good. And my sister-in-law has a Doppler that I'm gonna borrow to listen to Poppy's heartbeat, just for fun and to make myself, you know, calm down because I do still have these fears in the back of my mind that you know something's gonna be wrong or whatever. So yeah, okay, this has gone on way too long. Sorry, I've been rambling a little bit, but that happens. So yeah, so I hope you're all doing well. It's been pretty quiet around here, so you know, I hope people are doing okay. I would really love to see updates from everyone, and you know, just know that everyone's still hanging in there. So yeah, so I will try to do another update after my next OB appointment next week, although it's Thanksgiving right afterwards, so I don't know how quickly I'll get to that, but you can always check out my other YouTube channel, which I'll post a link to down below, where I'm doing weekly pregnancy updates, and I may not get to an update on there right after the appointment either, but I might be a little quicker there. So yeah, so that's it. So I hope you're all having a good week so far, and continue to have a good week, and I will talk to you later.